Yeah, hello, good morning, everyone, wherever you're watching from. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Lower Niger Radio in conjunction with EIE Enough is Enough. And this morning we have a topic before us why Nigeria must go through multi regional referendum. And this morning we are open to WhatsApp call, and you can call us on the phone number right there on our screen, displaying on our screen right there. You can call us on the WhatsApp number +1 224 218 209 2180929. I'm sorry about that. I repeat, +1 224 218 0929. You can reach us on that number on WhatsApp, and we are open to phone calls. And this morning we have a guest in the house, and it's no other person than Steven. Mr. Steven, you're welcome to Lower Niger Radio this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. This morning, I want us to be talking deliberately on the topic before us, why we think Nigeria has to go through a referendum, because I think it is an important thing we enlighten Nigerians about the situation on ground, that on which why we are requesting that if Nigeria should go through a referendum, in that way we'll have a free and transparent government for the people, because the government we are currently in now is not for the people. And the citizens of Nigeria can attest to this, that the current government of Nigeria now is not for the people. So as at that, we are calling out on all Nigerians to come in the station this morning and call in through our WhatsApp number, as we'll be hearing from Steve giving us his own opinion on why he thinks Nigeria needs to go through a multi-regional referendum. Please, can you enlighten our viewers this morning why you think it is important for Nigeria to go through a multi-regional referendum?
Well, thank you, Donald, for having me again. And without much ado, I have to go straight into this matter for having me again and touch on why referendum is the key for Nigeria. As we've been told in many instances, the whole problem that is ailing Nigeria, the entire existential challenge that Nigeria is going through right now, is all rooted in the Constitution. And so, if we want to heal, if we want to see a process of healing get triggered or get started with regards to Nigeria, referendum is unavoidable. And that's the most peaceful way, instead of going the violent way, to address the existential challenge that Nigeria is dealing with as we speak. All other cosmetic approaches that is being initiated by one group or the other or the government is not going to help in any way to sort the problem out. And so it is the best peaceful way of dealing with Nigeria's problem.
Yeah, like you and I know, a lot of nations have gone through the same referendum, which I believe the current Nigerian government are afraid, because it beats my imagination where when people mention referendum, it sounds so strange in our political elites, which is our present government. It sounds so strange to them, as if you're bringing something unusual to their table. Do you have anything you want to say regarding that, regarding Nigeria government despising referendum in Nigeria?
Well, there are so many ways of describing what we're seeing with current government. It's a combination of hypocrisy, greed, selfishness, lack of concern, and a lot of other things one can imagine. Uh, when the current government sees the call for referendum as an attack against them, you now arrive at the conclusion that they think that they are Nigeria and Nigeria is them. So they don't see anything beyond their selfish interest. They do not have any love for the country. They don't see the fact that there is a problem and the solution. Nigeria's problem demands an urgent solution. And that solution is referendum. So when the president, who was once a delegate of the North to Proneco, can boldly come out to say that those who are talking about referendum do not even define what they are talking about, that smacks of hypocrisy, because he knows exactly what we're talking about when we talk about referendum. We're talking about a process that will make the country to work for everybody. But because he's coming from a particular mindset, that of deception and cheating and lying and all kinds of irregularities, which is where the Nigerian Constitution, 1999 Constitution, is rooted. He opposes it, and those with him continue to echo his position that referendum, they don't understand it. Well, we're telling them that referendum is a process that will give Nigeria the opportunity to heal, to get started, the healing process to get started, for the people to decide by their own vote, by their own democratic means, where they want to be, whether to continue as is or to carry out changes, which is urgently needed to save the country from going up in flames. So it is the lack of affection for the country that is fueling the opposition from current minders of the country. Because if they really cared, they would do whatever it takes to douse the fire that is burning across the country, some of which they actually start by themselves.
With all the indication you've actually spoke about, I have no doubt with it, because um, in 1995, Quebec in Canada wanted to leave Canada.
Yeah.
And as at that, the whole world can attest to what we are saying today, that Canada is a country that cares for the citizens. And as at that, it beat my imagination that why Quebec will still want to leave a nation that cares so much about the citizens. You understand? And the government of Canada gave them that opportunity to their sovereign to actually go through a referendum to decide whether they still want to continue with Canada or not. But it beat my imagination. If Nigerian government are telling us that they care about the people, why not meet up to the people's demand? Because yesterday I was with a very good friend of mine, which is political inclined, and he was asking me, this was his question: what are the demands are Nigerians making towards referendum? It beats my imagination. And I said, why must you be saying this? Is Nigeria currently, the situation in Nigeria now, are the citizens of Nigeria currently pleased with the current situation happening in Nigeria? He could not give me an answer to that. So I want you to throw more light on why it's important and what are the basis for us seeking this referendum and the right channel, because most people are so ignorant right now. When you tell them about referendum, they said, how can it come to pass? Because a lot of agitation have gone through this same process and they achieve nothing. So I know we're working under a body which is called NINAS. Please, I want you to enlighten and educate our viewers, because education is important, because there is a saying that when you are not informed, you are currently deformed. So I want you to throw more light on all of this that I've really talked about, and let's see how we could enlighten our viewers and educate them more about on what to do and why this referendum is important and why we have to take this bull by the horn.
Sure. Okay. You mentioned Quebec, and I'm also going to add UK that had a referendum exiting European Union not long ago under May. Again, referendum is a democratic process. It's a process that involves the people, the citizens, to give direction to their political leaders on where to go, what are important to the people. And political representatives of the people go from that angle because that is what the people want. The people of United Kingdom desire to get out of European Union because they believe that it is hurting their economy or their sovereignty. And they have that right. That exercising of their right is called referendum, to vote on whether to stay or to leave. Same thing happened to Canada in 1995 when the province of Quebec decided, you know what, they've had it with Canada. Let them try referendum to see where majority of Quebec residents stand in continuing or exiting Canada. These are the processes that they had to go through to figure out where their people stand. And that's exactly the recommendation that Lower Niger Congress, along with NINAS, arrived after many years of working on this to find what is the most peaceful way of getting Nigeria stabilized. In fact, we make reference of Quebec and UK, among other countries that has gone through referendum. I must add that Nigeria's current state is highly challenged, highly disturbed, highly unstable, highly broken, that Nigeria should embrace referendum with both hands. The minders of Nigeria, if they really cared, if they really knew what is going on, if they really had any inkling as to what is happening, as to the number of people that are dying in Nigeria on a daily basis, they would embrace referendum with with every iota of strength in them, knowing that that holds the key to saving lives, to stop the spread of jihad and terrorist activities that is tearing the country apart from the north going down south. Referendum will stop the ethnic cleansing that is going on across the middle belt, as well as spreading down south. Referendum will stop the activities of unknown gunmen. Referendum will put an end to the upsurge in private security army. Referendum will restore dignity to the political system and enthrone disciplined leadership. Referendum will put a stop to corruption in government. Just yesterday, we saw what was going on with Budget Office and ICPC exposing the fact that there is over 500 duplicate contracts being issued by federal government agencies. And so referendum will be the beginning of a new dawn for the people of Lower Niger Territory, Oduduwa, and Middle Belt, when we do have it, because it will be the beginning of a new dawn for our people, for all our peoples.
Yeah, we're talking about democracy. Part of our democracy, referendum is part of democracy, because there was a time they were interviewing the president of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, asking him why is it that the people of Nigeria, the citizens of Nigeria, are complaining. I could still vividly remember what he said. He said, let anybody come out if they can tell him if he's not ruling the country according to the constitution of Nigeria. So I'm asking now, is it that constitution that gives them the immunity to actually be perpetrating and committing all this atrocity going on in Nigeria without getting penalized for any reason?
Well, he told you, he gave you the answer. Shamelessly, he stated it the way it is in their constitution, that anybody that knows that he's not ruling according to the constitution should come and tell him, well, which constitution is he talking about? 1999 constitution that was crafted by Military Decree 24, that was criminally converted to Constitution of Nigeria as Abubakar Abdul Salam was leaving office. That is not a constitution. We do not have a constitution right now, so it's robbery. It's crooked to even cite that constitution that ties the hands of Nigerians behind them. A constitution that renders Nigeria a beggar state, constitution that has essentially stolen from the Niger Delta and the rest of Nigeria, constitution that has rendered Nigerians beggars in the midst of resources, constitution that has rendered Nigerians thirsty surrounded by water, constitution that has shot and killed Nigerians for expressing their fundamental rights of stepping out to peacefully demonstrate and say, oh, we don't want this killing going on by the hands of agents of the state, police or military. extrajudicially killing and burying people in mass graves? Is it the constitution Buhari is talking about? We are talking about going back to the regions and having our people actually get involved democratically in voting for a constitution that will work for everybody. So as things stand right now, the constitution Nigeria is operating under is a criminally generated constitution that has no input from the people. In fact, the preamble that we the people is criminal because we did not. And I am old enough to have voted back then if there was any referendum vote. Until now, there has not been any referendum vote from the regions recommitting since the year 1966, when they truncated the first constitution. And so we do not have a constitution that we could actually call our own. But if Muhammadu Buhari is referring to the criminal 1999 constitution, well, even by that standard, he has failed as well, because I don't think extrajudicial killings or enabling terrorists is part of that constitution.
In every indication, like you just said, he has actually nailed himself by talking about the 1999 constitution, which me myself can attest to that like that constitution looks so fraudulently. It looks so I don't know how to describe it, in the sense that like it doesn't give the citizens of Nigeria the freedom that they actually deserve as a citizen of every nation. This morning, can we educate the people and let them understand what are the right channel they could go through? Because like we know, the people of Brafa came out and said they want referendum, and their leader was apprehended. And also somebody from the Yoruba nation, which is Sondugbo, came out, talked about the referendum actually, and he was apprehended in Cotonou. And Nigeria are part of the Nigerian government, are part of the people pressurizing that country to hold him stand still there, because they think they are threat to their government. Why do Nigerian government see these people as threat to seek for referendum? Because to me, referendum is like restructuring what is happening in the country, so that everybody will have autonomy to their territory on how they want their place to be managed. So can you tell us the right channel, the right place, the right thing to do as a Nigerian? Because most Nigerians now, the question they ask is that like, where can we go to do this? What are the things laid down on ground for us to know that like we are a guarantee of this referendum that we're going to participate on?
Okay, before I answer your question, I want to add that what you see current government doing with the fraudulent 1999 constitution is in continuation of what Ahmadu Bello said in 1966, October 12th, that the new country will be considered their great-grandfather's estate, that they will do whatever it takes to make sure that the northern minority are their slaves and the south are conquered territory. And since they consider the South as the rich bride to the northern poor bridegroom, they will do whatever it takes to maintain the status quo and render our people slaves by converting our political representatives as their slaves, house slaves, who advance their wishes upon our people by making sure that every call for referendum or change in the way things are going will be resisted. And so, again, I have to reference other political situations around the world, like UK or Canada or Eritrea, South Sudan. In each of these instances, the people that led their referendum demand were their political representatives. And so in the case of Nigeria, you have a very corrupt criminal political elite who have no desire whatsoever to give credible representation to their people. Rather, they prefer selling their people cheaply. In fact, that's the reason anybody can stand up and command the people and tell the people to go this way, they go that way, go the other way, do this, do that, and they do those things because the people have lost confidence in their leaders. and the leaders have been working overtime to lose those confidence of their people in them. And so the best way that is left for Nigerians today, especially Southern Nigeria and Middle Belt, is NINAS. What NINAS has been doing is to enlighten, educate, front for our people. And it has been going on for over 20 years. The Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination is leading this charge because of their patriotism, because of their commitment to see that things change for better, to see that more lives are saved, to see that more destructions are averted, to see that this country that is surrounded by water and yet the people are dying of thirst, or this country that is surrounded by, blessed with so much resources and people are dying of poverty, while the government is going to different countries, especially now to China, borrowing money and mortgaging the future of the country, taking more money for future takeover by China. They do not care. And so NINAS has set up a platform where our people could go to register their demand for referendum. And that is www.ninasvoice.org. It's a very friendly website. It's very interactive. You can go there and check out the platform, register your interest on the call for referendum, and also help your family members do the same thing. It's very easy, very interactive. I've gone through it. It's working very well. So that is the only hope that is left for our people now. Instead of going up in arms, instead of going after each other or hating on each other on the basis of tribe or religious differences, because we know that in a functional society, nobody cares about your language, your culture, or your religion. What people want is a functional system, a system that works, system that will defend them. Nigeria, rather than defend its own citizens, is helping to eliminate them. The call for referendum is to restore dignity to the human life of Nigerians. It is to restore value to the Nigerian, to change the corrupt, criminal Nigerian system that has meant nothing other than death and destruction and backwardness to Nigerians.
In this particular context that we're talking about now, to me, I believe a lot of people are lacking behind this whole movement, because I think a lot need to be put in for us to get to the destination. And as at this, I want to quickly ask you: do you think our religious leaders are playing an important role in this particular issue that is suffocating the citizens of Nigeria? Do you think our religious leader has a role to play in this particular referendum we're talking about now?
They definitely do have an important role to play, because I tell you that our people are very much into religion and religious practices as well as observances. Unfortunately, the religious leaders are more into fraternizing with the wicked, evil political elite who would rather enslave their people and render them impotent and helpless, weak, defeated in a lot of ways. And so we would have seen a more robust engagement from our religious elite if they were connected, if they were actually alive to their responsibilities. What they will be doing will be more like doing more than what we're doing because of the platform they have. So they will be the one educating their members, telling their members, this is the way to go. This is what you should be asking for. This is what will make for good day and good tomorrow and good future for you, your children, and your future generations. Unfortunately, they are not doing this because many of them are contractors to the government. Many of them are so corrupt that they don't mind. They don't mind seeing their members executed and buried. I mean, Can you imagine the silence that is pervading Nigeria with the killing of Christians in southern Nigeria and in the Middle Belt, even in the far north? Christian communities have been sacked and many of them driven into IDP camps in Nigeria and refugee camps in other countries, neighboring Nigeria. They're not talking about it because it might affect their contracts. It might delay their payment coming from whichever office they have contract with. So we're talking about religious leaders that are highly compromised. Their loyalty does not lie with their people. They are not really serving God. They are serving their stomach and their bank accounts and their business interests. That's who they are serving. If they were to be serving God, we know what they will be doing. They will be like Desmond Tutu, late Desmond Tutu of South Africa, who, while Nelson Mandela was in jail, was leading the charge. His voice was consistent in his support of the call for an end to apartheid. The apartheid constitution that died in 1994. The death started in 1990 and ended in 1994. Nigeria does not have a Desmond Tutu. I mean, we've heard from Paul Adefarasi and a few others who have made their comments with regards to this demand for referendum. You wonder where the rest of them are. Why are we not hearing from David Oyedepo? Why are we not hearing from Adeboye of RCCG? Why are we not hearing from Chris Oyakilome? Why are we not hearing from Michael Okonkwo of TREM? Why are we not hearing from Umar Bai? All these people are more into wealth acquisition more than spiritual and well-being of their followers.
Please, if you are listening to us this morning and you are connected with Lower Niger Radio, please, I want you to call this number this morning on the screen. You can call us on WhatsApp. We are receiving calls. We can accept calls and we'll put it on live. We want to hear your contribution. The topic before us is, why must Nigeria go through a multi-regional referendum? Is it important for us to go through this referendum? I have a guest in the house this morning. His name is Steve, and we're talking about this very vital issue because all we could see trending around now is INEC talking about the upcoming 2023 election, but most Nigerians are running to go get this plastic card for them to go and get themselves engaged with that election that is going to enslave them, because this is more like the recycling of what is repeating in Nigeria. Right from when I was born to this time, we go through an election, and at the end of it all, there is no improvement, there is no development, there is no increase, there is nothing, no electricity, no hospital, no good road, just name it. Anything a country is saying they are proud of, Nigeria cannot be proud of one. Not that Nigeria is not a rich country. We are a rich country, and as at that, we should be able to manage our resources to the extent that the citizens of Nigeria will be able to understand that like they are a full-born citizens of that nation. Please, if you are listening to Lower Niger Radio this morning and EIE Enough is Enough, please kindly call this number on WhatsApp. We are accepting calls. We are here to listen and hear your own view of this stage. And you can drop your comment at the comment section this morning. We are live here with Steve, and we'll be talking more on this. Do you think the private sectors, the private business owner, do you think they still have a role to play in this very particular referendum we're talking about?
Absolutely. The private sector is like a corporate citizen. And just like the private citizen, whenever you find yourself in a corrupt environment such as Nigeria, everyone caught in that system is groaning, except those that are playing by the corrupt rules, by the corrupt standards. But for the corporate bodies, they can also support and add their voice to the call for referendum, because once we have a stabilized environment, it can only lead upward for their business, for their interests in the society. They will have a more informed citizens to relate with. They will have more people engaged in pursuing the same thing, which is stable political environment, because businesses will not do well in an unstable environment. Nothing goes well in a country that is facing terrorist attacks from different corners, where bandits are emerging from different states and they're all coming together, invading others, carrying out all kinds of ethnic cleansing, while the government at the center pretends that all is well, nothing is happening. So yeah, the private sector indeed need to add their voice, and their voice need to be heard in calling for referendum, because the way Nigeria is going is not in the interest of the people. And when I say the people, I don't mean those that are able to feed themselves 3 square meals a day, but for those who are unable to do anything to help themselves. Every voice that is calling for a change in the current status quo is necessary, because that's a patriotic move to make, to call for change, to call for stop from the bleeding that we are going through is a patriotic thing to do. And so those businesses, those corporate bodies, they need to do the right thing by joining in the call, in the demand for a change, which can only come through referendum. And this is a democratic process. This is not declaration of war or treason. It is a very peaceful demand to restore dignity and pride of nationhood, pride of citizenship to the people. And our people have so much going for us here. As indigenous nationalities, we are owners of our land. We have a vote to cast to affirm where we stand. Like we've always said, referendum gives us an opportunity to actually make it known to the whole world where we stand. Canadians did it 25, 26 years ago in Quebec. And Quebecers voted to say, we want to remain with Canada. Scotland did it, and they've lost it by a percentage point or so. UK did it to exit Europe, and they succeeded. The people voted yes to leave Europe. These were all done without a single bullet being fired, without a single canister of gas being fired at anybody. Nobody died, because it's a national business. And so if our political rulers, I don't call them leaders, they are rulers, if they are really alive to their responsibility, they will be the one calling for referendum more than me and you. We wouldn't have any business talking about this referendum if they know what they need to do, if they know what they're supposed to be doing. It is their lack of commitment. It's their lack of patriotism. It is their anti-state policies, anti-people policies, their jackboot approach that brought us to where we are today. And so, yes, all hands needs to be on this deck to save the situation.
Like we all know, the NSAS protests that took a lot of lives of the young youth of Nigerians.
Yeah.
Please, if you are listening, the number to call is +1 224 218 0929. We are open, our line are open for calls this morning. Like back to what I was saying. Like we all know, the NSAS protests took a lot of young lives, and it beats my imagination that like the reason why they all came out, they came out for change, and now they see a body that is as willing to want to give an open understanding to them, to understand that like the change you guys are seeking for, you don't need to go right there on the street. You don't need to march to government house or block any roads for you to get that change. We just have to come into an umbrella, which is Nina's, and get this petition signed that is going to grant us the referendum we are looking for. Do you think the youth are actually because most times when I ask so many persons, they said that, you know what, the youth are the problems of Nigeria. Like Muhammadu Buhari stated long ago before is on his first tenure, he said the youth are lazy. And as at that, it brings me to my imagination to want to see if I could compare these both words. And we have a caller this morning, and we'll be taking our first call this morning, and I'll be putting it on speaker so that our viewers can hear our first caller. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Hello, good evening from here.
Oh, good evening, wherever you're calling from. This is Lower Niger Radio, and we are live here on our platform, and we have a guest in the house who is ready to take any questions. And if you have any questions you want to say to him for a clarification purpose, he's open to want to answer any question. And the topic before us today is, why must Nigeria go through multi-regional referendum? Do you think it is important for us to go through a multi-regional referendum?
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for giving me this platform. Calling from Europe, and here is evening already, 6 o'clock. So I am so much delighted this evening to get the notification that you are live and you are discussing a very important, discussing important topics, why Nigeria should conduct or should go through multi-regional referendum. Yeah, I have been following you since you started this live streaming, and I could get a lot of insight into what you're saying. As currently constituted, Nigeria has become what any person can call a full basket of woes, full basket of miseries, full basket of hardship. So, and I used to follow Nina's and Barrister Tony Nadi, and he always says that Nigeria is wobbling. So, and it reminds me of one adage or one saying that Nigeria has no Mkwatanism. Nigeria is a broken bottle. Nigeria has become a poverty capital of the world. Nigeria is a field where blood flows every second. Nigeria has become a farmland where there is nothing like rule of law. Yeah. And all these wounds, all these problems, are traceable to this fraudulent document they call 1999 Constitution. Okay. We all know that this 1999 Constitution was imposed, and that doesn't make it a constitutional democracy. Maybe let me use the word baptized. It was baptized as a military decree, and then they nicknamed it a constitution, a social contract. So, in order not to take much of your time, my question now is, how do we get the youths involved? Because no youth can boast of having any future in Nigeria. And the second question I would like to ask is, how often would you be coming live? Because this is the type of channel that we need. And this is the type of channel that many of us, are hoping for. And I can see it is a channel that enlightens people, a channel that educates people, a channel that is not so violent, is not violent at all, a channel that is cool, a channel that discusses issues and not human beings. So, and I find Nina's as my own project, Lower Niger Congress as my own project, because it is championing my freedom, my liberation from the caliphate stronghold. So please, if you can give me the answer to these questions, how are we going to, because since I have, understood the message that Lower Niger is giving, My question now is, how are we going to get the youths involved and to make them know that Nigeria has no future for them? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling in. And I wasn't opportune at the beginning to ask you your name. Please, what's your name, ma'am?
My name is Ife.
Okay, thank you so much for calling in, Mrs. Ife, and she was calling all the way from Germany. And please, if you are out there and you are listening to this program, thank you so much. And you are listening to this program. This is Lower Niger Radio and EIE Enough is Enough. We have a lot of platform whereby you can come to get to understand the information we're trying to. These are undiluted information, because most of the time we will say we lack information. We are live streamed 24 hours. I'm putting a question, I'm putting an answer to that question. You said, how do people get this information? We are live on broadcast 24 hours of the day. You can tune in into Lower Niger Radio and you get our information. You can go to EIE Enough is Enough and you get our information. You can go to Daughters of Truth and you get our information. We have a lot of platform whereby you can get into and also get our live stream 24 hours program and be educated about all of this program. And she made a very sensitive point whereby asking, how will the youth get involved? Because that is my major concern. The youth of Nigerians, I really don't know what is going on. If you are listening to me out there and you are a youth of Nigeria and you've been praying for transparency, you've been praying for good government, listen, this is the opportunity you have. Listen, if you fail to grab this opportunity, I wonder when you're going to see this opportunity again. But we are live here to tell you the truth. We are not quitting this, not until we achieve our goal and our purpose. And federal government, they're going to succumb. They're going to come on their knees and understand that, like, we are not giving up because we understand where we come from. I don't need anybody to tell me where I come from. I don't need a man to tell me how my territory became what it is today. So we're appealing to every youth out there. We are appealing to you. If you're watching this program, please visit www.ninasvoice.org. There is a petition currently going on. At the quarrel, like, I want to bring it a pidgin English. Me at the quarrel with Nigerian government. There is a constitutional force majeure going on right there, which actually stated the quarrel between the citizens of Nigeria and the government that is not caring about the citizens of Nigeria. Go there and send that petition. That petition is a way forward for us to get our referendum. We'll be going back to our guest in the studio this morning and be asking him, do you think there are better ways we can encourage our youth to get involved in this particular movements currently going on, the constitutional force majeure?
Well, thank you, Ife, for calling, and thank you, moderator. I would say yes. I don't think the call for referendum is not being properly channeled to the people, for the people to get the message and be part of it. The fact is that there are a lot of things, that a lot of injury has been done to the people, a lot of damage has been done to the psyche of the people, as it were, so much so that some are even believing in lies now more than embracing the truth. Some believe in empty promises that hold nothing for them, rather than painstakingly investigating things that are put in front of them to say, look, let me investigate this, let me check this out, let me verify this, let me use my time on the internet instead of wasting it on something else to investigate this question. Where is Ninas coming from? How can Ninas help me become a free person? How can Ninas help me restore the dignity of my citizenship, the pride of my nationhood? I mean, where do we go from here? And so what I believe that will continue to go after the youths is continue to share the information, continue to reach out to these youths, even if it is one at a time or a room filled with people. This message will have to keep on going out in the best possible way, in the language that the target audience will understand, that this is the hope that is there for our people, that people can be free. People can be free without being afraid of getting killed, without being afraid of police brutality and extrajudicial killings and all kinds of criminality that is being initiated by the state operatives. So I would think that the Enlightenment should continue.
Okay.
And we should not, for the sake of the deliberate effort of some to mislead people and continue in that deception, give up from pushing this message forward. Because if there is any hope, if there is any opportunity, if there is any chance, if there is any sign of light at the end of the tunnel, it is the message of Ninas. And this is what is holding the key for the redemption or deliverance of our people, as it were. Everything else that every noise, every other noise that is going on out there is actually distraction. This is what will serve the day. This is what will get things going in the right channel. The referendum call and the processes that has actually been put in place by Ninas. It is the only key. It's what holds the key to getting things on track. So the youths that are still holding on to straws, it is better for them to begin to wake up now to embrace reality. That the false promises they got yesterday should not stop them from looking and asking the right questions today. Because the three wise men, when they went to search for the Messiah that was said to be born somewhere in Bethlehem, they wouldn't have gotten to see the Messiah if they were not asking questions as they were going.
Yeah.
Wise men still ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
With that word you just said now, like the wise men, because I know there are a lot of wise men, because I know Nina's covered 3 blocks in Nigeria.
Yes.
We're looking at the lower Niger, we're looking at the middle belt, and we're looking at the Oduduwa nation as well.
Yeah.
But you still find that some wise men in this territory are still uploading, and they are still trying to see how they could get into the electoral system, which they know that is not the solution to Nigeria problem as that currently. Now, what do you have to say about that?
Well, Nigeria's political elite, they are the enablers of the chains that is placed around the neck of their people, the yoke that is holding their people down. They are the one advancing it because of their selfish gain. When you hear someone talk about president of Southeast or Igbo extraction, they are talking about themselves or their friends or their cronies, somebody they know. And I don't know how somebody of my own family goes into the presidency to continue on a constitution that brings death to my people. I don't know how I should see that as being beneficial to me. Even if you are from my father's house, it means nothing to me. I believe that what Ninas is doing goes beyond personal political ambitions. It goes beyond your place in Nigeria as a political office holder or public office holder. What Nina's message of referendum call is doing is to lift the smallest person to the biggest, to the strongest, to the weakest, or everyone to be carried along. This is what societies that are alive or hoping to be alive do without any pressure from any sources within the society. It is the work of politicians to rightly be honest with their people and let things out as it were, let their people know this is the way that will lead you to the right destination. Again, I have to make reference to Quebec. Before 1995 referendum, Parti Québécois, the political party that was championing referendum, they are still in Quebec today. They are still, I believe they are even in government in Quebec as we speak.
Yeah.
They educated their people on the need for referendum. And they wanted to separate from Canada because they believed they weren't getting enough good deal from the rest of Canada. That was what led them to referendum. Just recently, a province in Western Canada had an election, a city-wide election. Again, other cities were part of this election for their mayoral candidate and councillors. Within the referendum, within the election voter card, there were 3 other referendum questions. One of them is number of people to be sent to the government as senators from the province. Second one was referendum on equalization payment. Now, why this equalization payment? Because the government wants to find out from the people if they have the people's mandate to advance such a discussion. It is the people that give government functionaries the green light to go and speak on their behalf on any given issue. So our politicians are self-serving. Nigeria's politicians from east, from south, from southwest, from middle belt, they are self-serving. That's why many of them cannot even add their voice to this burning issue of demand for referendum. And it's not going away. They think they can cover the people. They think that the people promoting this are looking for contract or position with them. That's where they make big mistake, because this project, they cannot stop it with few settlements here and there. What this demands stands for is referendum vote that will involve the ordinary people, the real people, the citizens, those who have come under attack, those who have been denied electricity, good road, every amenity that is common all over the world. People don't have to pray to have light. People do not have to pray to have electricity. People do not pray to have a medical doctor attend to them. In fact, it's a universal thing in other countries. Things that Nigerians go down on their knees to pray for is a common thing they can get in other countries. And some people say, you're talking about those other places that other people built. Well, commitment from leaders starts the process of building any society. When we have those that are highly compromised calling the shots, they're only bringing the roof on themselves and the people. And so our people should never be afraid of asking the right questions. And even though sometimes the message, sometimes the way I communicate may come out as being very hard, the message itself must not be lost. That the call for referendum is to preserve the life of every single one of our people. Not just members of my family, but those all around us, our neighbors. We need them to have peace and to live in peace and have an expected end that you can project tomorrow. This is what tomorrow will be. Nigeria is unpredictable now. Nigeria was described by a UN rapporteur as like something that can go off anytime, a bomb that is waiting to explode. To stop this, the call for referendum is to save our people from calamity. It is to save Africa from one of the biggest refugee crises that could hit the continent, especially West Africa. The call for referendum is to stop ISIS on their tracks against our people, especially people of Middle Belt and Southern Nigeria. That's what this referendum call is zeroing in on. To stop this onslaught, to stop this genocide, to stop the land grab that is happening. Some people erroneously call it farmer-herders conflict. No, these are armed terrorists coming into the country. Borders opened by current government. for them to come in and overpower the people, kill them, and take over their land. They've done it to Christians in the middle belt, in the far north. I know of a community in Borno State that has been sacked. The people driven into refugee camps, or either in Nigeria, IDP camps, internally displaced people's camps in Nigeria, or in refugee camps in neighboring countries. So the referendum call is to save the life of our people from a very catastrophic end that is coming upon Nigeria. It is not to take over the place of the current government. In fact, Ninas have said it, that they will want the current status quo to be maintained, that people occupying positions of power should maintain their place while Nigeria goes through transition. That's exactly what happened in South Africa. Because as soon as Nelson Mandela emerged from detention, from jail, 27 years of incarceration, he went into negotiation that eventually ended apartheid in 1994. P.W. Botha said that much before he passed away a few weeks ago.
So, with all of this we've analyzed and we've talked about, I think it is important for we Nigerians, because nothing changed until we change it.
Absolutely.
If you're thinking Nigeria is just going to be that butter and bread that you've been going on your knees, because one thing I have to contribute to this is because I believe our religion leaders are not doing the right thing. They've subjected their followers to the extent that they leave them to a lot of prayer points, whereby they will come to church and have a lot of prayer points to pray and sow seeds and all of that, and which I've come to realize. Because like you stated, you said there are a lot of things that we Nigerians pray for, which are supposed to be the things that our government will put in place for us. Imagine somebody will be coming home after long hours of the job. If those of them that acquired the job, I don't know where they got the job from, because there is no job in Nigeria. They will be praying, God, as I go out, so I beg, make light there. Is God NEPA? Yeah. Is God there to provide light for you when God has already made all those things available for you to be able to access them freely? That is why we have government, and our government have failed to understand the role of government. They fail to understand the role of government. What is democracy? What is democracy stand for? Is it not for the people? Is it not by the people and to the people? And as at this, can we attest to this? That because during the week, a man called me. When he called me, he said, "Are you the presenter of this program?" I said, "Yes, I'm the presenter. How may I be of help to you, sir?" He said, "Well, I could see that you people are trying to divide Nigeria." I say, "Listen, we are not dividing Nigeria. What we are saying is trying to bring government to their responsibility, because that office is an office to serve. Because now they are all looking at that office as a place of pride, a place of power, whereby they cannot be talked to, because a lot of people that have tried to want to speak up in Nigeria, they've been apprehended by DSS, or they send the military after them." So my take is this. I was telling him, I said, "Listen, this is referendum is not trying to separate the country. It's trying to give the citizens the opportunity to hear their opinion. If what the government are practicing are really the same way they should be treating the citizens of Nigeria." So he said that as at that, "I know your name, I know this, I know that, and we're going to charge you for treason and all of that." And I said, I know my self-determination right. You cannot charge me for anything. What I'm speaking is part of the union coexistence with Nigeria, because when we measure the word Nigeria, this is not just this is not just one person we're talking about. We're talking about multicultural people that came together to want to coexist together. So as at that, I tried to want to explain to him. He said, "Well, I can see you are tribalistic in nature. Right now, I want to let you know, we that come from the north is either we take the power by hook, by crook, by violence, or by killing." I said, "Wow, now you've reached the point." Because the country has been moving in one direction, which I'm about to talk about, which is the master and the slave part of Nigeria. And do you have any word you want to say? Because I know that a particular region in Nigeria, right from the time of independence, up to this present time we're talking about, are the people always occupying government. And whenever they give it out to every other region, it's like giving out a franchise. And they do everything possible to destabilize that government so that the people will kick against those people elected and look back to them as if they are the Messiah, whereas they are people in disguise. Do you have anything to say concerning that master and slave issue?
Yes. I have a lot to say, but time will not permit me, but I'm going to touch a little on it.
All right, let's just take 3 more minutes before we go.
Yes. The thing is that at the heart of Nigeria's problem is dishonesty. There has not been a sincerity of purpose, especially from the Arewa, the 12 Sharia states of northern Nigeria, the core north. Such voices, the voice that will challenge you on treason, they forget that they committed treason when they started declaring Sharia from Zamfara in 2000, year 2000. They are the initiators of treason. They are the ones that have actually exposed the fraud that is called the 1999 Constitution, because they see themselves as born to rule. Unfortunately, they lack leadership qualities. They lack serious programs that could actually positively impact any environment. I have been to the north. I've been to different areas of the north, and I've seen their youths. I've seen them on the roadside. I mean, why are they the one providing beggars down south if they are really doing well? If there's anything they are offering Nigeria that we can conveniently say, okay, this is positive, well, what is it? They should name it. I want to engage any of these northerners that thinks that things are okay the way it is because they think they are on the driver's seat. They have nothing to offer Nigeria. And that is why we are calling for referendum, so that we can actually clearly put a gap between our areas and their own space, so that we can have a credible system, a credible government that is people-oriented, that will speak for the people, that will act on behalf of the people. That is part of the reason we're asking for a referendum, so that the security of our people can be guaranteed, can be assured, so that our people can live a life that is predictable, a life like so that we can give our people hope for today and tomorrow and for the days ahead. So we are not really talking about political power, taking over political power here. We're talking about giving power to the people through a democratic means, which is referendum. It's when we do this referendum, then we can now talk about every other thing that follows. Without taking care of this referendum, every other thing Nigeria is doing is only waste of time. We're only postponing the evil day. If the people that are calling the shots today are doing the right thing, and the people go through referendum and say no, then they continue what they are doing. But the moment the people vote yes to change, they must abide to it because it is binding. And we want United Nations to be the one to supervise this. So whatever they think they are doing now, they think those that are patriotic actually are the ones they are accusing of being treasonous. They are the ones that are committing treason. They are the ones that opened the borders of Nigeria to let in terrorists. They are the ones that are looting the treasury and giving each other a slap in the hand and walking away with stolen wealth. No country does well without restitution. You have to restitute to the one you have stolen from. Nigeria is yet to acknowledge the crimes of extrajudicial killings going on across the country, especially in the East. Nigeria is yet to acknowledge the fact that those in the corridors of power are actually seditious. They are working against the overall interest of the country. I mean, I don't know any other country I can compare to Nigeria in the whole world. And I've been exposed to different countries in different continents. I've seen how they operate. I know when South Korea was under military dictatorship, later civilian leaders came in and put some of them to trial and jailed them. I know how it's been in different countries around the world. The people must exercise their right. The ballot box must work for the people, not elect criminals, not to come up with a phantom election to extend a very criminal document that should end up in the trash can or shredded. We're talking about having a foundation upon which you can build an enduring legacy. And if Nigeria doesn't go through this, then they should expect more crisis, more trouble ahead.
Thank you so much for analyzing this. And you said one particular word which I want us to quickly look into for a few minutes. You said you can contest this with any northern person that will want to come with you to discuss this particular issue. So
yes.
Yeah, I will want you to tell me, because I would like to want to have you here on the program. If you're listening or you come across this video, I want to know you if it is possible for you to join me live on Thursday, Nigeria time. Maybe probably we're 6 hours ahead of Nigerian time. Let's say we're looking at either 1 p.m. Nigeria time, and anybody that will be calling in from that Thursday, you are from the north, wherever you are from in Nigeria, and you want to contest this word with Mr. Steve C on Thursday by 1 p.m. Nigeria time, which we're going to be coming here live, and we're giving this opportunity open because it is hard time we come into a combat of agree to disagree conversation with people that come from this region. Let them see how they want to defend themselves from this whole narrative that we are giving the world, the public now, because I think it is high time they come and explain. We need an explanation to all this catastrophe going on in Nigeria. So if you are watching this program and you will be coming, you'll be seeing this, and you'll be coming through this program after we've gone off here. You can definitely hook up with us on Thursday by 1 p.m. Nigeria time. I will be here with Mr. Steve C so that we could discuss on what he had just said, that he can combat with anybody regarding this issue he's talking about that comes from the north. Thank you, Mr. Steve, for joining us this morning on Lower Niger Radio and EIE. Enough is enough. You can definitely go to www.ninasvoice.org, where you can get all the necessary information. Ninas is an umbrella that is giving Nigerians the opportunity for us to restore our dignity. Because what are you living for if you have no dignity? What are you living for if you have no freedom? What are you living for if you have no future? The government of Nigeria, they've enslaved us, they've taken away our pride, they've taken away our lives, and they've taken away our future. And as at that, we, the people that have gone out of the country, that have seen the way other nations have been governed, we are here to tell you the truth. We will not deceive you. We might decide to sit on our comfort home and tell you, listen, life is okay with us here. If you like, you die of the suffering from the government of Nigeria. But we say no, because if we don't do this, it's like we know the truth and we are not speaking it out to you guys. That is why we are taking our time to come out here and educate you guys that you have to take your stand and you have to take your future by your hands from the evil government that call themselves the Nigerian government. Thank you so much, Mr. Steve, for joining this program. And I want you guys to stay tuned. And if you have any question regarding this broadcast, I want you to drop your comment. I want you to stay tuned as we come live again on Thursday with Mr. Steve, contesting with anyone that think what he's saying is not right. On Thursday by 1 p.m. Nigeria time, we will be live on EIE and Lower Niger Radio as we will be broadcasting and want to take questions and answers from our viewers. Thank you so much for joining this program, Mr. Steve. And our comment section is open for comment. And if you know you have any questions, just throw it live here. And when we come on Thursday, we'll look into those questions and we know how to answer all of them. Thank you so much, Mr. Steve, for joining the program today.
Thank you, Donald. Have a very good day.
And you have a blessed, wonderful Sunday too as well.
Okay, brother.
Bye for now. Thank you, viewers, for watching. And we'll be same time in your way on Thursday by 1 p.m. Like we said, Mr. Steve is right there to contest with anybody. If you think you are from the north and you think what Mr. Steve just said is not on point, and because we are here to bring it live and direct to anybody that is thinking what we are doing, we are not doing the right thing, because it beats my imagination that someone could tell me is going to charge me for treason for speaking the truth. I have not seen a nation, even the country where I am, as updoing as this government, yet they are still telling the government you've not done enough. People carrying placards every year and there, telling the government we want change, we want this. But if you do that in the country called Nigeria, because of the nepotistic system of the country and the people that see themselves as God over every citizens of Nigeria, will stop you and want to antagonize you in every form. As at that, we that knows the truth will come out and always speak the truth. Please don't fail to subscribe to our channel. Always follow us live. We are here 24 hours on live broadcast. All our broadcast is very informative and educative. And please, I wouldn't want any Nigeria to miss out of this. If you have not been subscribing to this channel, you're missing a lot. If you've not been listening to our program, they took away our history from us so that you wouldn't know the founding father and the history of where you belong to as a country. So as at this, we are calling out on every Nigerian, take your stand today. Know your right. Know your self-determination. And NINAS is an umbrella that is giving you that opportunity you've never had. This struggle has been on for more than 20-something years now, and not until we give Nigerian citizens the liberation that they wanted, we will not stop. Thank you so much, viewers, for staying tuned, and we'll see you again as we continue our live broadcast. We'll see you on Thursday, and we'll be live to give you all the information that you need. Who says our territory cannot be restored through our sovereign? If that person is lying, let them go and wait for us. We will be right here to tell them the truth. Whether they like it or not, they are going to go on their knees, because we will not give up until it is being achieved. God bless you all for staying tuned, and I see you again on our way, and bye for now.